God has ordained the release of additional interdimensional 7 beings onto Earth. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what 7 means in numerology, contrary to misinformed belief, 7 is actually a number that indicates spiritual foes, opposition, darkness, difficulty. It also indicates transformation, but that is done within the dark. Now, I really need you guys to understand what this means for us. Now, when you are encountering people who are unconscious, who are not yet spiritually awakened, or better yet, those who consciously serve darkness, you're going to see a highlighting or an exacerbation of issue. And what I mean by that is that anyone who has not yet done the spiritual work, the inner work, anyone that has not done the energetic work, anyone that is simply a raw nerve open to influence is going to be, what's the word I want to use here? Darkened. Now, this was heavily highlighted yesterday on 12/25. Heavily, because of what 12 represents and because of what 25 represents. So, if you experienced family members at each other's throats yesterday on Christmas, the nature of the number in and of itself, but with this additional dark influence in our atmosphere, it was exacerbated. It was heavily highlighted. Now, each day holds a different frequency, but this is going to be quite a cycle, right? That is not to be dictated by singular dates. This is a heavier cycle. This is a greater 70 cycle that God itself has ordained. If you want to go down into the lower specifics about who caused this, what ritual, what purpose, who called it, no. Magic only works within the confines of one's karmic path. I repeat, magic only works within the confines of one's karmic path. And that includes collective karma. God has ordained on earth a 70 cycle. So there are going to be beings that are here to influence and exacerbate and highlight the darkness that already exists within many, to a greater degree, and within all to a certain degree, depending on how much inner work you've done, how much energetic protection you have. Okay. Man, this is important. This is important. You are going to see people flying off the handles. You are going to see the spiritual warfare, the good versus evil, the light versus dark, exacerbated. And with everything that is going on in Hollywood, humanity will no longer be able to stand on the median of these issues, or they will appear incredibly fraudulent and false. Trying to distract humanity from things we can see clearly, you will appear incredibly fraudulent and incredibly false. For example, Beyonce's performance on Christmas. What is that? Like, we don't know what's going on? It's almost cringy. It is cringy. Seeing that, I'm like, what? Girl, bye. Go sit down. Go sit down and tend to these things, because we're all watching. And the people that are still supporting are just completely unwilling to accept truth. And everyone that can see truth is cringing. So you are appearing incredibly fraudulent and incredibly false, just as all these beings are, who are denying involvement in these parties, in these rituals, in this collective group, when we know they're involved in it. So we are going to be shining a light on the darkness, and that's what's happening. In order to do that, God uses more darkness, because one cannot witness or recognize the light without darkness. That's how this works. It's how this works. It's simple metaphysics. That transformation that is needed within humanity, has to occur within darkness. Why do you think great metamorphosis happens for so many after great pain, after great trauma? That is what that means. Things are going to continue. Darkness is going to continue showing itself and revealing itself from under every rock. It is our responsibility to pay attention to it, to choose sides. We have to. The median, like I said before, it's not going to work anymore. So Beyonce, baby, we don't need a performance of you faking a smile. No, we don't. We don't. We need to understand why both you and your husband, right? Your husband on paper, but you both energetically being thoroughly accused of participating in heinous activities involving children and the innocent. I don't want to listen to you sing. And this is the trajectory. This is what's going to continue, right? Realizations, enlightenment. Make sure that you are picking a side right now, because the universe is forcing that on us. So in closing, the way that interdimensional or energetic beings influence humanity is through the energetic field. Okay. So you need to be making sure that you are doing the work. You need to be making sure that you're doing energetic healing, and you are being incredibly aware of your own shadow, of your own ego, of your own inner child, so that you can map these energies and you can be mindful and pay attention to what's you and what isn't. Mastery over thy own darkness is vital right now. And choosing what you're okay with morally and what you're not. And standing 10 toes down on whatever side you're choosing. It's judgment time, baby. And this is a cycle of opposition and darkness.